Have you ever wondered if there's more to life than what we see and experience every day? What if death is not the end, but a new beginning, an awakening into something far more profound than we could imagine? I know this concept may sound strange or even frightening at first, but stay with me as we explore this idea together. We've all been taught to fear the unknown, to see death as an end, as something that brings everything to a halt. But what if I told you that ancient wisdom, philosophers and even people who've had near-death experiences all point in one direction, that death is not the final chapter, but merely a transition? Now, imagine this. You wake up from a dream, one so vivid that it feels like your real life. But then, as you adjust to the waking world, you realize that the dream you thought was real was only a glimpse of something bigger. That's the reality of death. It's not an end, but a stepping stone, an awakening. And once we embrace that truth, it can forever shift how we view life, grief, and even our choices. When we look at life from a spiritual perspective, things start to look a lot different. The soul's primary goal isn't to survive, but to evolve. This idea transforms the way we understand existence. Life is a journey, and death isn't a wall but a comma, a pause that allows the soul to reflect and prepare for the next step. After we leave our physical body, we enter a space that feels timeless, a kind of cosmic waiting room where we process everything we've experienced in our previous life. In that space, we're free from earthly attachments like fear, guilt, and material concerns, and as we transition, we start to understand the deeper purpose behind our existence. Here, in this spiritual space, we have the chance to meet our guides, revisit our past lives, and prepare for our next journey. It's like watching a movie of our own life, but instead of judgment, there's an opportunity to learn, reflect, and grow. Every action, every choice we made becomes a chance to understand what we've learned and what we still need to work on. This reflection, called the life review, can be an eye-opening process, offering clarity on why we made the choices we did. Sometimes it's hard to understand, but it's never about punishment. It's all about evolution, about learning the lessons we need to grow as spiritual beings. And this process, this deep introspection, isn't just reserved for those who've passed away. It's a reminder to us living here and now to be conscious of every choice we make, because they matter far beyond the physical world. What would your life look like if you were to live every day with that awareness? Now here's where things get even more intriguing. The idea that your soul chooses not only your life experiences, but your very circumstances, your family, your country, your culture, even the time period in which you're born. Think about that for a moment. What if your soul chose your parents not by random chance, but because they would help you evolve? Your family, with all its imperfections and struggles, is exactly the environment your soul needs to grow. Some of you may be thinking, but my family is full of dysfunction. There's pain, rejection, and hardship. How can that be part of my soul's plan? And I get it. Life's challenges can often feel unfair, especially when we're in the midst of hardship. But from the soul's perspective, everything is part of a larger picture, a plan designed for growth, healing, and evolution. Even those painful moments are opportunities, not punishments. They're challenges designed for the soul to learn resilience, compassion, and forgiveness. As we look at the challenges of our lives, it's easy to fall into the victim mindset, feeling like we've been dealt a bad hand. But what if we looked at it differently? What if we saw those struggles not as burdens but as part of our soul's contract, as opportunities for growth? After all, the soul's journey is not about comfort. It's about evolution. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive deeper into how your soul chooses your life experiences, your family, and even your most profound relationships. These decisions aren't random. They're carefully planned, and they shape the course of your life in ways you can't always see. But once you understand this, everything changes. Now that we've laid the foundation, let's dive even deeper into something incredibly profound. The idea that your soul not only chooses the family you're born into, but also the specific life challenges you'll face. It's almost like your soul is working with a cosmic blueprint, where each piece of your life is carefully planned to help you evolve. You might be thinking, why would I choose such difficult experiences? And I hear you. Life isn't always easy, and sometimes the challenges seem insurmountable. But let's look at this from a higher perspective, one that views everything as part of your soul's evolution. You see, the soul's purpose isn't to have a comfortable, carefree life. It's to grow, to learn, and to expand its light. And for that growth to happen, the soul needs experiences, sometimes difficult ones that push it beyond its limits. The soul makes decisions based on the lessons it still needs to learn. If it spent a past life developing intellectual brilliance but neglected empathy, the soul may choose a life where it must face challenges that require deep emotional connection. Or perhaps it once carried pride and now needs to learn humility. Through experiences of vulnerability or failure, this isn't about punishment, it's about loving decisions made by the soul, with guidance from spiritual mentors. The soul understands that these challenges, no matter how tough they might seem, are opportunities to become something greater. And when you understand that, every hardship you face has a deeper purpose. Something incredible happens. You begin to feel a sense of peace. The victim mentality starts to fade, and you start to take ownership of your own journey, realizing that you are the one who chose this path for your growth. But let's talk about something else that's equally fascinating: your soulmates and spiritual contracts. You've probably heard the term soulmate before, but the truth about soulmates is far richer than the fairy tale version we often hear. Soulmates aren't just romantic partners. They're souls that you've shared many lifetimes with, and these connections are profound. Before reincarnating, your soul made agreements with others to meet at certain points in life, to help each other grow and sometimes to heal. These are the spiritual contracts that bind us to others in ways that go beyond ordinary relationships. Now, don't get me wrong, meeting your soulmate can be intense. It can feel like an overwhelming connection that sweeps you off your feet. But that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. In fact, many soulmate relationships are filled with challenges because they are designed to push us to grow. These aren't relationships that come to make us comfortable, they come to help us awaken. Sometimes these connections stir up deep emotions that require us to confront our past wounds, release old fears, and step into our full potential. And here's the thing: not every intense connection is a soulmate relationship. Sometimes we encounter people who trigger us, challenge us, and even hurt us. But these people too are part of our spiritual journey. They help us learn important lessons, whether it's about boundaries, forgiveness, or trust. If you've ever felt like someone came into your life at just the right moment, it's likely that they were part of a deeper spiritual agreement you made before incarnating. These people play their roles, sometimes bringing joy, and sometimes bringing pain, but always with the ultimate goal of helping us evolve. The real key is recognizing these connections. When you meet someone who feels like they've known you forever, or when you experience a connection that feels like fate, it's important to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, does this person help me grow? Does this relationship challenge me to become the best version of myself, even when it's uncomfortable? If the answer is yes, then you're likely dealing with a soul that's been part of your journey for a long time. But let's shift focus for a moment, because even though soulmates and spiritual contracts are crucial, there's another key aspect that ties everything together: karma. Now, when we hear the word karma, many people think of punishment or cosmic retribution, but that's not really the case. Karma is simply the law of cause and effect. Everything you do, every thought, every word, every action, creates energy that will eventually come back to you. But this isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity to balance your energy and to learn. The soul uses karma as a tool for growth. If you hurt someone in a past life, you may be born into a situation that teaches you empathy and respect. If you abused power, your next life might involve learning responsibility and humility. Karma isn't some cosmic judge. It's a teacher, one that helps you evolve and become the person you're meant to be. And it's not just about past mistakes, it's about what you're doing now. Every positive action you take, every act of kindness, every moment of growth, is creating new karma. Karma that will lead you to more peace, joy, and fulfillment. And here's the beauty of karma: it's not set in stone. You have the power to shift it. At any moment you can choose to create new positive karma. Every time you make a conscious decision to act with love, to be kind, to forgive, you're planting seeds that will grow into a life filled with light. So instead of seeing karma as a punishment, start seeing it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to align with your higher self. As you begin to understand your soul's purpose and its plan for growth, the way you view life starts to shift. The challenges you face become opportunities. The people who cross your path are not just random, they are playing a role in your evolution. And when you look at life from this perspective, everything starts to make sense. The pain, the joy, the relationships, it's all part of the grand plan, a plan that you on a soul level chose before incarnating. And let me tell you something else. Your soul didn't just choose your family or your experiences, it also chose the time and place in which you were born. Think about that for a second. The country, the culture, the era, it all has a purpose. Whether you were born in a time of peace or conflict, in a country of abundance or hardship, your soul saw these circumstances and said, "This is where I can grow. This is where I can learn." If you were born in a place full of suffering, maybe your mission is to bring light to those dark corners. If you were born in a place of peace, maybe your role is to protect that peace or spread it to others. Your soul knew exactly where it needed to be to do the most growth, not only for yourself but for the world around you. As we dive deeper into understanding the soul's journey, there's one more crucial aspect we need to explore: how free will fits into the grand plan. Now, you may be wondering, if the soul has already mapped out a plan for my life, if my family and circumstances are chosen for me, where does free will come in? Do I even have a choice in the matter? Here's the good news. Yes, you do. The soul's plan is not rigid. It's more like a blueprint, a map that outlines the paths you might take and the lessons you're meant to learn. Think of it like this. The soul creates the framework for your life, but it's up to you to navigate within that framework. The decisions you make, big and small, are yours. Your free will is a powerful tool that allows you to realign with your soul's plan, or in some cases, take detours that lead to unexpected growth. But here's the beauty of it. Even if you make a decision that seems to take you off course, it's never a permanent mistake. Every choice you make serves a purpose, and it will eventually bring you back to the lessons you're meant to learn. Life isn't about being perfect. It's about evolving, growing, and learning from every experience, even the difficult ones. This is where the concept of spiritual guides comes into play. You might not see them, but your guides are always with you, supporting you, offering subtle signs and messages to help you stay aligned with your soul's journey. These guides are more evolved beings who offer wisdom, protection, and encouragement without ever interfering with your free will. They respect your ability to make choices, but they're there to nudge you in the right direction when needed. You might experience these nudges as sudden flashes of intuition, like an inner voice urging you to take a specific path or avoid a certain situation. Sometimes your guides communicate through external signs, coincidences, serendipitous events, or a phrase from a book that suddenly resonates deeply with you. Even people you meet along the way may act as instruments for your spiritual guides, delivering messages or opening doors that you may not have seen otherwise. So, while the soul has a plan and your spiritual guides are there to help you, the power to choose always lies with you. The choices you make in each moment determine how you walk your path, how you align with your soul's purpose, and how you grow. And that's where the magic lies. You are co-creating your life with the universe. Your free will is not something to fear. It's your greatest tool for living a life that's truly aligned with who you are at your core. Now let's talk about another fascinating aspect of the soul's journey, your connection to your higher self. Your higher self is the version of you that exists beyond this physical world, a part of you that is all-knowing, all-wise, and deeply connected to the universe. Your higher self is always guiding you, even when you're not consciously aware of it. It's the part of you that sees the bigger picture, the part that knows your true purpose. When you make decisions from the heart, when you listen to your inner wisdom, you're aligning with your higher self. The more you connect with that inner knowing, the more your life will begin to flow with ease and purpose. Your higher self is always there, helping you stay on course, even when things seem chaotic or uncertain. And here's something incredible to remember. Your higher self knows that you are capable of handling everything that comes your way. No challenge is too big for you. No obstacle is insurmountable. Everything you encounter is an opportunity for growth, and your higher self is always there to remind you of your innate strength and wisdom. But sometimes we get caught up in the noise of everyday life, the distractions, the fears, the worries, and when that happens, it's easy to forget that we have access to this incredible inner guidance. That's why it's so important to take time for yourself, to pause and listen, whether it's through meditation, spending time in nature, or simply being still for a moment. Make space to connect with your higher self. When you do, you'll begin to see the world in a new light. You'll start to recognize the signs and synchronicities that guide you. You'll feel more aligned with your purpose, and you'll begin to see that everything in your life is happening for a reason. You're not just a passive observer in this journey, you're an active participant in the creation of your life. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that many people struggle with: surrender. The idea of surrendering to the flow of life can be daunting, especially when things aren't going the way we want them to. But surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting the process. It means allowing yourself to let go of the need to control every aspect of your life and trusting that the universe has your back. Surrender is about accepting that everything unfolds in its own time. Sometimes we resist because we want things to happen on our timeline, not realizing that the universe's timing is far more aligned with our soul's needs than our own. When you surrender, you allow yourself to flow with life rather than fighting against it. You trust that no matter what, you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. Surrendering doesn't mean passivity. It means taking inspired action, moving forward when you feel called to, but without the attachment to a specific outcome. It's about letting go of the need for control and trusting that you're being guided toward exactly what you need to experience. But here's the most profound part of all. When you live from this place of trust and surrender, everything becomes easier. Challenges still come, but you'll face them with a sense of peace, knowing that they are part of your journey. You'll begin to see the beauty in every moment, even the difficult ones. You'll start to recognize that there are no mistakes in life, only lessons. And with that perspective, you'll find that your soul's journey becomes far more fulfilling. As we wrap up this incredible journey of understanding your soul's purpose, I want to leave you with one last thought. You are not just a human being moving through life. You are an eternal soul on an extraordinary journey. Every step you take, every choice you make is part of a grand plan designed for your growth, your evolution, and your ultimate awakening. But here's the truth. This journey isn't just about you. It's about everyone you encounter along the way. Every person you meet. Every relationship you form, every challenge you face is part of the larger tapestry of humanity's evolution. You are not alone in this. You are surrounded by a team of guides, soul companions, and spiritual mentors who are cheering you on every step of the way. When you understand this, when you realize that your soul is here with a purpose, everything shifts. You begin to live with intention, knowing that each moment matters, that every experience, good or bad, has a purpose in your journey. You start to see your life as a story unfolding, one that is full of twists and turns, lessons and victories, but always leading you toward the light. And here's the most powerful part of it all. The more you align with your soul's plan, the more you'll start to feel at peace. Life will no longer feel like something you're struggling against. Instead, you'll feel like you're flowing with it, moving in sync with your true self. You'll start to recognize the beauty in every moment, even in the pain, because you'll understand that everything is happening for your highest good. So what's the takeaway from all this? The universe isn't random. The challenges, the people, the experiences, they're all part of your soul's journey. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, and the more you trust the process, the more you'll align with your soul's deepest purpose. Embrace your journey, trust the path you're on, and always remember, you are not just surviving, you are evolving, you are growing, and you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Now, as we come to the end of this journey together, there's one final truth that I want you to remember. Your soul is far more powerful, far more ancient, and far more capable than you might ever realize. Each moment in your life, each experience you encounter, is an opportunity for you to express and expand your light. Your soul isn't just here to survive, it's here to thrive, to grow, and to evolve. So how do you take all of this and make it practical in your everyday life? The key is awareness. The more you become aware of your soul's plan, the more you'll understand that everything, every challenge, every encounter, every lesson has a deeper meaning. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. When you realize that, everything changes. You stop seeing obstacles as barriers, and you begin to see them as stepping stones. The tough times, the painful moments, the heartbreaks, they are all part of your soul's plan for growth. And while they may not always be easy to navigate, you can find comfort in knowing that these experiences are ultimately shaping you into the person you are meant to be. But here's the most powerful part of this journey: choice. You are the one who holds the power to choose how you experience your life. While the soul may have a grand plan for you, you still have free will to decide how you align with that plan. Every choice you make, no matter how small it may seem, has the potential to lead you closer to your soul's purpose, or to push you further from it. That's the beauty of free will. It's a powerful tool, and it's in your hands. So, I encourage you to reflect on the questions that have guided this journey. Ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from the challenges I'm facing right now? How can I honor the soul agreements I've made with the people around me? What steps can I take to align myself more fully with my soul's purpose? These questions are more than just intellectual exercises. They're invitations to live more consciously, to step into your power, and to recognize that you are the creator of your life. Your soul chose this path, but you get to navigate it. And when you do, you start to feel a sense of peace even in the chaos. You start to see the magic in every moment, the lessons in every experience, and the beauty in every step. At the end of the day, life is not about perfection. It's not about getting everything right. It's about living with intention, with purpose, and with the understanding that every moment is part of a much larger story. The story of your soul, the story of your evolution, and the story of the light that you are here to share with the world. Now, take a moment and really let that sink in. The next time you feel lost or uncertain, remember that you're exactly where you need to be. The next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? And remember that no matter what happens, you are always growing, always evolving, and always becoming more of who you truly are. So, go forward with confidence, trust that your soul knows the way, and remember, every step you take, every choice you make, is part of your greater journey, one that is leading you toward a life of purpose, joy, and deep fulfillment. Your soul's journey is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning.